My path home is different from the one I took yesterday. It leads me from a compact, middle-class neighborhood to one where large, expensive houses line the street. Every step brings me closer to the Tono mansion. The area isn't completely unfamiliar to me. It may have been 7 years ago, but I have vague memories of this place from when I was 10. It's a strange feeling. This path feels both new and familiar at the same time. Yeah, 7 years does that. I climb up a long hill. The rows of houses disappear from view. The smell of greenery tickles my nostrils. I may be in the middle of the city, but this place feels anything but modern. Sorry for that weird jump cut. I went and just took a little bit of a break before getting back into recording. We had just, we just left the school, and now we're heading back to the Tono mansion. Or I say back, but it's actually the first time in the game that we're going there. But from his perspective, he's going back after a long time, but it's, you know. I climb up a long hill. The rows of houses disappear from view. The smell of greenery tickles my nostrils. I may be in the middle of the city, but this place feels anything but modern. Yeah, there's a lot more greenery than what we saw in the original game, which is weird, because the original game was from an earlier point in time, and the original game used, like, edited images of actual places. Like, it was photos of real places that were just edited to look less real. Or like, I think someone told me they just put a filter on it to make it look like that. So it's like, it's weird, because you think, oh, you know, if it's from an earlier point in time, it's an actual image, you think there'd be more greenery, but no. It's it looked more modern than these ones do. Almost everything from here on is owned by the Tono estate. The mansion I lived in until the age of 10. The only things left for me there are old memories and relatives I never got along with. Though now, only one close relative remains in the mansion. Makihisa Tono, the father that hated me so much, passed away the other day. Okay, so I can't remember. Did we in the original? Did he know beforehand that there would be no one other than Akiha? No, I distinctly remember him saying, "Where's everyone?" It was like, "Where's everyone else?" And Akiha was like, "I got rid of them." But here it makes it seem like he knew that Akiha would be the only one there ahead of time. I guess. But at least that's how I read that. Relatives I never got along with, though now only one close. No, the key there is close relative. So maybe he does think that the more distant relatives that lived there are also still there, I guess, maybe? My mother died from an illness the year Akiha was born. So the only Tonos left will be my sister and I. As the eldest son, I would have taken over as the head of the family, but I no longer have that right. Being the Tono heir means a restrictive and cloistered childhood. I don't know how many times I was told off by my father for trying to escape all that. I mean, I don't think anyone can blame you, really. But yeah, that's why when I was left defective after my accident, he took the opportunity to cast me out. I'm sure he felt that even though I was the eldest, he couldn't leave the family in the hands of someone who could keel over dead any moment. Yeah. To my father's surprise, I recovered, but Akiha had already been chosen as the next heir of the Tono family. Akiha had been raised as the prized daughter of the Tono, but after my accident, she had to endure a harsher education befitting her new station. We played together in the gardens until I was 10, but I haven't seen her once since then. And now it's been 7 years. I wonder how the Tono mansion has changed. I won't have to wonder for much longer. If anything should come to mind now, it would be... Actually, okay, this makes me wonder, right? So in the original game, right, to help get yourself on the maid routes, you have to go with option 3 here. But since the maid routes are going to be in their own separate game, you know, part 2, other side of Red Garden or whatever it's going to be called, will the entire beginning of the game be the same? Like up to when... Like up to here when you're going to the mansion? Or... will it... I wonder if it'll read... If you have like data from this one, if it'll read that you've already gone to this point and will let you... select this point in the flowchart, maybe. I don't know. I just came to my mind. I was like, wait a second. How's that gonna work? Well, since the maid... Oh, well, I wouldn't want to do the maid route first anyway, but... I guess... let's do... Makihisa Tono? But I kinda... yeah, sure, let's go with this. When the second part comes out, and assuming the beginning of the game up to this point's the same, I can always, you know, choose Akiha and then the other kid when I'm at that point, right? Memories of my father spring to mind. Though I don't recall us doing anything together. Makihisa was a strict father. He was quiet, rarely showing much emotion. Do not leave the house. Do not go into town. Always remember that people are born into their status, and those without our noble blood are of inferior stock. That's a weird way to look at people, but okay. Such was the ethos of Makihisa, and the Tono family at large. I rebelled against their principles. I felt my father's teachings were wrong. Yeah. It wasn't from any fault in his logic, though. He just couldn't convince me that his beliefs were right. It seems strange, but they felt behind the times, even as a child. I wasn't the only one who disagreed with Makihisa, but I was the only one who did it to his face. As a result, I often left the manor in contempt of his rules, which ultimately led to my accident. Yeah, accident, right? The world that lies beyond the manor is an unsightly place. It is a hemlock of the mind. How ironic. In the end, my father was right about that in a way. After waking up in the hospital, he never came to visit me. Not even once. My last memory of him is the day I was discharged from the hospital. The day he commanded me to stay with the Arima family. And now he's gone. Okay, interesting. So, did he not... Because, again, in the original, he does go back to the mansion for, like, a week or something? To, like, gather his stuff, and that's when... Hisui gives him the red, or the white scarf, or ribbon. It was a ribbon. So... Or maybe he does go back, but when he went back, he didn't see his father? Because all he said was... yeah, it's my last memory of him. So maybe his father just refused to see him. Even during the week that he was at the mansion. After this. Which is kinda... It's kinda tough. Now he's gone. Not seeing my father before he died doesn't particularly bother me. That must speak volumes about our relationship. Yeah, you could say that. Oh, here we are. The main gate is shut tight. This is definitely a much more realistic depiction of, like, a mansion gate, I guess. Because, especially one that would have been there for as long as they said it was, right? Because, yeah, in the original, it was just a big pyramid. It was, like, all metal. Like, a giant fence, if I'm remembering right. So it was like, this makes a bit more sense. I remember thinking it was big when I was a child, but after living in a normal house, I realized just how massive this place is. Yeah. The mansion sits on a high hill overlooking the city, giving the Tonos a view of all they control. The grounds alone are bigger than my high school, include the forest behind the manor, and it's easily triple the size. Surrounding the perimeter is a wall of trees and a long fence preventing outsiders from peering inside. The entrance at the main gate is closed, turning away those who would seek entry. Next to the massive gates for cars to pass through, there's a smaller door for people. I hesitate for a moment before pressing the call button. It doesn't make any noise as I push it. That was a loud sound effect for that. After a few seconds, the lock opens with a welcoming click. Yeah, they probably have cameras pointed at the entrance, so they just looked at it and was like, oh, he's here. Weird that they didn't even communicate with you through the... Because I assume by call button, it's one of those ones that's like a radio, right? I would assume. So interesting that no one even said anything to you.
ここのドア、全自動になったんだ。昔は守衛さんがいたんだけどな。
Yeah, things change in 7 years. That's for sure. I open the heavy door and pass through the stone gate. The door gives a satisfying clunk behind me, locking itself again. I make my way along a gently sloped path deeper into the grounds. The walkway, surrounded by tall trees, feels almost like a tunnel. It stretches 40 meters east, then turns at a 90-degree angle to the north. Memories flood back with each step I take. I know this path. I've walked it many times. Just a little further. I reach the corner. My feet guide me towards the north, the rest of my body following closely behind. Then, on the left. Yeah, that's pretty big. we don't even know how deep it is either yet. Like, God, I don't think I could live in a house that big. Like, I guess it made sense when, like, they had a bunch of different branches of the family living there, but just, you know, Shiki, Akiha, and then the twins, it's too much. The Tono Mansion, its great white walls standing at attention. A sigh escapes my lips in a combination of wonder and resignation. The mansion looks just like it did back then. According to my father, the building has been the same since my grandfather inherited it from his grandfather, though it was repaired once after the war. For the past few centuries, it's been a seat of power passed from one generation to the next. This is a holy ground for Makihisa. No, for all those related to the Tonos. I remember seeing different adults vying for a piece of it, currying favor with the old man while staying at the mansion for the yearly family meeting. They were all extremely successful business people with their own fancy homes, but for whatever reason, they were obsessed with the Tono Manor. Getting to live there must have been a point of pride for them. It all sounds ridiculous. It's just a big fancy house to me. I've never been comfortable with being privileged. Right, okay.
さて
There's no going back now. A small doorbell is placed next to the comparatively huge double doors. I shake off my nerves and ring the bell. There is no familiar ding-dong. The heavy silence continues for a few seconds. The sound of hurried footsteps comes from the other side of the doors. Okay, I'm assuming it's gonna be Kohaku like it was in the original. And now, I obviously know what she looks like from the... she's literally on the box art. Like, I'm looking at it right now. But I want to see her full look.
はい、お待ち申し上げておりました。
The doors swing open with surprising ease for their size. Okay, she sounds like what I thought Ciel would sound like, and Ciel sounds like what I thought Kohaku would sound like. I'm putting that in my head. I'm like, yeah, I feel like they should be swapped. Come on, give it to me. No, I don't care about the chandelier. Show me Kohaku. Quite a bit different than the original. Because in the original, it was a staircase, like a spiral staircase to the left that went, like up, like that. With the lobby kind of being a side. Okay, interesting. I narrow my eyes at the waning afternoon light streaming through the windows. I had meant to prepare myself for the sight, but my breath catches as I look over the gigantic lobby. What astonishingly beautiful architecture. It feels like I've traveled to a different country in a different time. The look of the mansion is so old-fashioned, even the very air itself seems foreign. Even so, the lobby still seems familiar. There's our girl. I find myself frozen as the girl who answered the door stands before me, dressed in traditional attire. Okay, let me just analyze this really quick. Okay, so her actual like face, hair, like look, pretty much the same as it was in the original. It looks like the biggest difference to me is definitely her outfit. I'm gonna show a picture of her. I think in the original, her apron was more floofy, and you could like her sleeves were different too. Like I think you could see inside of her sleeves and see the white of her under. No, maybe not. I don't know. I say shirt, but you know, kimono, whatever. So they de-fancified her. Also, doesn't she wear a big red? She wore something around her waist, didn't she? Okay, so this is. Hang on, actually, let me look up a picture of her right now. Because I'm curious now. Kohaku, 1999. Maybe not. No, I guess the only real difference is that the... Hang on. You know what? I don't know. I'll figure that out later. But
よかった。あんまりにも遅いものですから、お迷いになられているのではと心配していたんですよ。
No, we made it.
日が落ちてもいらっしゃらないようでしたら、こちらからお迎えに向かうところでした。
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of our fault. We hung around at the school a little bit. The girl, wearing an apron over her kimono, smiles brightly.
いや。
Mm-hmm. I find myself speechless at this unexpected welcome. I was expecting the stony-faced man who served as my father's assistant and butler to be the one to greet me. The girl tilts her head, likely wondering at the reason for my hesitance.
四季様ですよね。
Yeah, that's us.
はい。様っていうのは、余計だけど。
Yeah, well, actually, no, this is Kohaku. No, she'll go with that, yeah. Probably.
ですよね。もう、脅かさないでください。
Yeah, she was probably thinking, like, did I just let some rando in? What the hell?
私、また間違えてしまったのかと、怖くなってしまったじゃないですか。
What do you mean again? The girl wags her finger like a mother admonishing her child. She seems genuinely upset with me for having worried her. Yet even so, her smile never fades, nor does the warmth emanating from her. Me, who knows what's really going on in Kohaku's mind. Just despair. An apron draped over her kimono. Unless they changed her story. I would assume not. But yeah, again, that's another thing we'll have to wait for Other Side of Red Garden to go over, because, you know, we don't know. I'm going to assume it's going to be the same, but just longer, maybe. Coming to greet me and calling me master. That must mean...
すみません。もしかして、ここのお手伝いさんですか?
Yes. She's like, is he dead ass right now? Is bro good? Like, huh? The girl answers my question with a smile.
さあ、お疲れでしょ? 遠慮せずに上がってくださいな。明葉様がお手すきになるまで居間でおくつろぎください。
You know, I know why they do it. I wish they wouldn't. Maybe this is just a me thing, right? But reading Master Shiki, Mistress, like, I know that's correct, but I don't know. I just like old subtitles that just has Sama added at the end of the name. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It's probably just me. But I feel weird reading Master and Mistress. I don't know. The girl motions for me to follow her and begins walking. We move towards the hallway on the east side of the lobby, next to the giant staircase. I seem to remember that the parlor is just inside the hallway. I feel like it would be really, really rude to just leave her and explore the mansion. Like, that'd be rude as fuck. So I'm gonna go with number 2. Because again, this won't really affect anything. Because, you know, yeah. So yeah, I'll call out and ask her name. Just get to know her before Akiha introduces us. I decide to call out to her and ask her name. I can't just be calling her Miss Housekeeper the whole time. Yeah, I guess not.
すみません。名前を聞いていいですか? 来たばかりで、今のうちの事情がよくつかめなくて。
I call out to her. The kimono-clad girl looks at me, surprised.
琥珀と申します。このお屋敷で遠野家のご当主様に仕えさせていただいております。
I can't remember. Did Kohaku have like a little thing of hair at the back of her head in the original, or Actually, no. I think that's what the I don't know how to point it out, but you see the line going like I don't know how to explain it. Ignore me. I'm overanalyzing. The girl, Kohaku, gives a slight bow and a smile. It's a lovely kind of gesture, somehow evocative of a bud blooming into a flower. Interesting. The girl leads me to the parlor. This, I don't know why, it reminded me of, one of the rooms in Ilya's mansion from Fate Stay Night. I don't know why. I was like, damn, are we in Ilya's castle? What the hell? The parlor looks so much fancier compared to what I remember. It's like seeing it for the first time. Either I'm just too used to how things were with the Arima family, or they've made this room even more extravagant since I was last here. Regardless, this place feels like someone else's home. I look around the parlor restlessly.
借りてきた猫ちゃんみたいですね。
I mean, yeah, we're getting our bearings.
お気持ちはわかりますが、どうぞ楽にしてくださいまし。ここは四季様の家なんですから。
Yeah, home, right. Also, this is a nice close-up shot of her. Yeah, let me just do this real quick. Okay. I really need to set up like a hotkey to hide my camera, so I don't have to like use my mouse, go over and hide it.
そうですよね。
I mean, yeah, it's pretty. I feel like it's normal for him to be kind of on edge. Flustered, I lower myself onto the sofa. It's pathetic how overwhelmed I've become from simply returning home. The kimono-clad girl makes her way over to a cart in the corner of the room and pours a cup of tea from it. She places the cup on a tray and carries it over to me.
どうぞ、そちゃですが。
ありがとうございます。
I can't help but feel a sense of embarrassment. Yeah, being waited on with such a warm... Yeah, no, if I was so used to just being normal... Like, it's one thing, right? Like... I feel like it'd be one thing... No, I'd still feel awkward even if I was just visiting a fancy place that had maids. But, like, if I was expected to live there... and I knew they were like live-in maids and like I would be living with these people, I would feel bad, to be honest. Like, it's one thing when like you're just going somewhere like to a fancy house, it like has maids and you know it's their job, and that there's a disconnect there, right? It's like to you it's their job, but when you're living with them and you get to know them somewhat, it just feels weird. I don't know, it feels weird. I don't know. At least I imagine it would feel weird, but then there are people who literally do have live-in maids, and it's not... I don't know. I think that's just who I am, rather than something that comes from living with a more modest family. Yeah.
明葉様に声をおかけしてきますので、しばらくお待ちください。そうですね。おそらく10分ほどかかりますから、それまでお屋敷の中を見て回るのもよろしいかと。
Why is it gonna take 10 minutes? Do you have to feed her, I wonder? You know, wink wink feed? Like, that's, I feel like in the original, they didn't say that. She just said she would go get Akiha. Or no, Akiha was in the lobby when he got there in the original. I don't remember. I don't know, I feel like something about this is a bit different.
いいんですか？勝手に歩き回って。
I mean, I don't know why it would be bad.
何をおっしゃいますやら。ここは四季様のお家です。勝手も何もございません。
You know, I feel like even if he looks like the little kid from 10 years or 7 years ago, you think they'd be more cautious about this, like, until they're absolutely certain it's Shiki? I don't know.
いえ、でも2階はちょっと行けませんね。 明葉様がいらっしゃいますから。
So I'm already getting the sense that Akiha already has more problems with her Tono blood in this one. Because why would they want me to avoid seeing her until she's ready, right? Like, and the fact that Kohaku said 10 minutes makes me think, again, I mean, okay, if you're watching this, I'm assuming, actually, you know, I'll have a disclaimer at the start. So at this point, you should know, I'll be talking about the original a lot. So, she says 10 minutes specifically, right? So I assume she is going to go feed Akiha her blood. And the fact that she wants us to avoid that area entirely makes me think, well, maybe she has more issues in this version. But we'll see.
一回でしたらお好きにご観覧ください。四季様にとっては7年ぶりのお屋敷ですもの。懐かしくて胸が弾んでいますでしょ。
I wouldn't say that. But yeah, sure.
それでは。
I don't know about that. She smiles mischievously. Kohaku gives a slight bow and leaves the room. My muttering echoes sadly through the extravagant parlor. Do I stay here sitting nervously? Or do I take a look around the mansion? This is a good question. I think I'll stretch my legs. Yeah. I think, assuming we have to restart the game entirely for CL's route, I'll wait here next time when we do that. 10 minutes. 10 minutes, huh? Maybe I'll take a look around if I have that much time. I should have time to look around the East Wing at the very least. I rise up from the couch. I think I remember the rec room had a billiards table and a dartboard in the West Wing. But you just said you'd
戻る前に立ち寄ったのだが、先客がいたとはね。
Who the fuck? A voice calls out the moment I step into the lobby. I turn to the giant staircase to find... Who? Okay, in my head, right, I heard a deepish male voice, so I was like, hey, maybe, Kishima from who we get introduced to in KT, maybe he has a bigger role in the first game aside from getting offhandedly mentioned. But no. Who the fuck?
こんにちは、四季君。塔の邸にようこそ。
Yeah, but...
というのは間違いか。君の場合、お帰りというのが正しかった。
Could you back up a little bit? I'm not a fan of this closeness. You're... Okay. The man, who, based on his voice, I'd assume is in his 30s, descends the stairs calmly. I don't like you. I don't know you, but I don't like you. There's not a trace of color on him. He's wearing a bright purple shirt. Okay. Oh, but I guess you mean he's talking about his skin, I guess. His entire body is wrapped in black bandages. He looks like he stepped straight out of a mystery novel.
あなたは
覚えていないのか
No, not really.
そうか私だよ佐伯ゴートだ
Who?
君が子供の頃に何度か顔を合わせたことはあったがこのなりではね覚えていても一致はしないだろう
I'm assuming you weren't covered in bandages at that time. Psyche. Was there a branch family with that name? More importantly, this man.
構わんよキーの視線には慣れている
I mean, yeah, well, yeah, I mean, good for you that you're used to it, I guess.
私は事故で顔を焼いてしまってねずいぶん前からこうでもしないと出歩けない体になっている
That's rough.
光は特に厳しい
That's a bad time.
秋葉にも煙たがられているがこればかりは仕方のないことだ彼女にも責任の一端はあることだしね
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, no, I'm familiar with Akiha's powers, so that checks out. Well, I mean, Shiki isn't yet, but, you know, me, the player, am familiar. Saiki Gotou gives a self-deprecating laugh as he lifts his left hand up to shade his eyes. The glare from the skylight must be too bright for him.
しかしまあよくも帰ってこられたものだ
We were ordered back here. What do you want?
君のことだよ四季君牧久の言いつけを破って屋敷を抜け出した結果くだらない事故に巻き込まれて脱落した
Okay, you're really going there? You're really doing this, really?
脱落そう脱落だ君はご両親からの投資を投げ捨て自らの義務を放棄した脱落者だにもかかわらずこうして屋敷に戻り秋葉の兄として振る舞おうとしている
Do you want us to ignore her summons? Like what? Like what is your fucking deal?
そんな自分が恥ずかしいと思わないのかね
He has no reason to be. I resist the urge to confront him. The contempt in Gotou's eyes is obvious, but there's no reason to escalate things further. Besides, he isn't wrong. Factually, sure, but like...
おや反論はないのかな
ないですよ義務を放棄したのは事実ですからでも脱落者とか投資とか家族の話にそんな言葉を使うあなたこそ恥ずかしいとは思わないんですか
家族の話だからこそ的確な言葉を選んだんだよね
Okay.
養育は一族の将来への投資だ知性の人間はともかく選ばれた血筋尊い家系において個人の自由は存在しない
Yeah. You're a firm Makihisa below the belt blower, okay? I get it.
いや、自意識と言ってもいいな。それらは成人した後、一族を背負えるようになって初めて獲得できる権利のはずだ。
Akiha, can we get rid of him? I don't want him here.
君は遠野の子でありながらそれを理解していなかった。秋葉とは似ても似つかぬ三流だ。まあ一度地に落ちていながら帰ってくる高顔さだけは一流と言えなくもないがね。
Why do I get the feeling Kohaku told us we could walk around knowing this would happen? Again, knowing what Kohaku's like really planning in the original, like based off the original at least, this seems like something she would. Well, no, because she. I don't know.
So, 睨むな、四季君。今のはただの客観論だよ。私個人の評価じゃ。
I don't believe you. I really don't.
誤解させてしまったようだが、私は君の帰還に反対はしていない。どちらかというと賛成派だし、そもそも遠野家現当主の決定でもある。よそ者である私にどうこう言えることでもないだろう。
An outsider? He isn't part of a branch family?
佐伯家は祖父の代から遠野家とは対等の付き合いをしている。現代風に言うとビジネスパートナーというやつだ。
Okay. Doesn't explain why you're here currently. Oh, maybe. I guess. You know what? Maybe that's why Kohaku said it would take 10 minutes. Maybe Akiha was in a meeting.
今日は商談に来ただけでね。長引いてしまったが、色良い返事をもらえて上機嫌で帰る。
Oh, good. Okay. I was concerned that he would be living here, and I was. Look, I'm not against new story elements. I would have been against him.
ああ、この陰気な姿でせっかくの帰郷に水を差すのも忍び。
You already have. You've already.
この辺りで失礼するよ。
You've already done that, but sure. The bandaged man, Saiki Gotou, passes by me and walks towards the entrance. All the while, his lips curled in a sarcastic smile. I bite my lip thinking of the word Saiki used. Failure. He's right. The word describes my place in this house perfectly. Regardless, I should go back to the parlor and calm down. I'll walk around later. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I don't want to ruin my first meeting with Akiha in 7 years by feeling like this. Yeah. What a fucking asshole that guy was.
失礼いたします。
The girl returns exactly 10 minutes later.
四季様、何かお気に障ることでもありました？
Yeah, like you don't know. She must be able to tell that Saiki Gotou's words have affected me. Also, yes, I know I'm reading them backwards, but again, when it comes to Japanese names, it feels better to say them. Yeah.
いえ、なんでもないんです。ちょっと気をされているだけで。お茶、ありがとうございました。美味しかったです。
まあ、お上手ですね。
He's just being polite.
こちらこそ、お褒めいただきありがとうございます。
She smiles bashfully, brightening the room.
と、それより本題ですね。 お待たせいたしました。秋葉様のご用事がお済みになりましたので、
Oh.
執務室においでください。
Okay, we didn't we meet her again for the first time in the lobby? Interesting. We ascend the large staircase in the lobby to the second floor. Akiha's office, in the heart of the Tono family. I was never allowed to enter Makihisa's office when I was a child. A room occupied by each generation's family head. And that room now belongs to my sister. Okay, nice place. In stark contrast to the bright white of the parlor, the office is colored a dark red. Luxurious curtains line the windows. A deep crimson carpet, immaculately kept, is placed on the floor. The refined air to the room is thick with a sense of history. This is where Makihisa Tono once presided as head of the family, and now it's where Akiha will carry that burden forward.
四季様をお連れしました。ご苦労様。仕事に戻っていいわよ、琥珀。はい、それでは失礼いたしますね。
Gohagu gives me a slight bow before exiting the room. I didn't expect Hisui to be here too, but okay. I'm not complaining. That's my girl right there. The only people left in the room are myself and two girls I don't recognize. Yeah, it has. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's... I don't know what it is. Her face looks off to me. Like, I don't know. This might actually bother me more than CL, to be honest. Like, CL, like, I used to, like, immediately. Like, after just a few lines and staring at her for a minute, I'm like, okay, I was like, okay, yeah, actually, this is okay. This, though, I don't know, this feels... So, I get like an uncanny valley feeling from Akiha's design right now. I don't know why. The dark-haired girl casts a dignified gaze at me as she speaks. Okay, see, this is better. I don't know what it is, but the front-on like shots look off. Every time their heads are like turned a little bit, it's fine. But their front-on shots, I don't know why, just look so weird. My head is blank. The gears in my brain have stopped turning. All I managed to do is nod and agree. Yeah, I'm pathetic. Though I suppose it may be understandable. She looks so different from how I remember her.
兄さん、何かこの部屋に不審な点でも?
No, not disagreeable really, but I'm just, you've grown up. The black-haired girl narrows her eyes as if she were measuring up a stranger. I mean,
yeah.
Nothing coherent escapes my lips as my mind struggles to catch up. I'm still trying to figure out if she's really my sister or not, even though she's clearly already accepted who I am.
話には聞いていましたが、本当に体調が不安定なんですね。時間は無駄にしますが、私からの話の前にお休みになられますか?
I think making sure we're in a good condition isn't a waste of time, but okay. She frowns. Her words seem to have more bite to them than I expected.
いや、体調はそう悪くない。秋葉があんまりにも変わってたんで、びっくりしたというか。
Yeah, that happens in 7 years.
7年も経てば変わります。ただでさえ私たちは成長期だったんですから。それともいつまでも以前のままだと思っていたんですか、兄さんは。
Is it good?
いや、それは。
I stammer, crushed under the weight of her quiet ferocity. I feel bad. After all this time, it hadn't even occurred to me to think about how Akiha may have changed. I had only thought of her as the little girl who used to follow me around. The last 7 years haven't only been hard on me. I'm an idiot for it to only sink in now that she's right here in front of me.
面目ない。正直考えが足りなかった。でも、それにしたって秋葉は変わったよ。昔より格段に美人になった。
The same flattery. Clearer words finally filter their way out.
ありがとうございます。兄さんは以前とあまり変わってはいませんね。
That's fucked up. Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. Akiha speaks coldly, her eyes closed. Yeah, it's awkward. Well, I had expected something like this. Yeah. She must resent me for leaving the family. I mean, it wasn't really your choice, but also, right, like, she knows what's up, so, like, so we're getting the same level of, like, gaslighting, I'm assuming, as the original game. A silence falls over us as we take a second to study one another. I was unable to say anything worthwhile to a sister I hadn't seen in 7 years. Akiha stares at me with a guarded expression, inspecting me as if I were some intruder. Though to her, I very well may be. She called us he-
まあいいでしょう。
Maybe it's simply because of how I read it when I was playing the original, but she seems a lot colder than she was in the original. Again, because I was voicing every character in the original because it didn't have voice acting. So maybe I guess me voicing them kind of changed what the perception was meant to be for myself. Yeah, I don't know.
体調が良いのなら話を済ませましょう。
Sure.
今回の移転について詳しい事情は聞いていますか？
Yeah, the old man's dead, right?
いや、詳しい事情は何も。いいから屋敷に帰ってこいって話だけだ。親父が亡くなったことは新聞で知ったけど。
Yeah, it's awkward. It's not at all surprising that the death of someone presiding over a massive conglomerate would make the business section of most papers. Wait. So even in this modern version, like this thing said this one takes place in 2014, and he's still getting his info from newspapers and not a news channel? Interesting. We live in a world where a son, disowned by his family, learns of his own father's death on the internet. Okay. Why does it say news? Maybe he read the newspaper on the internet? That's okay. The news reached me after his funeral had already happened, like I was a complete stranger.
申し訳ありません。お父様のことを兄さんに知らせなかったのはこちらの失策でした。
Yeah, probably. Akiha lowers her head quietly. Her hair is beautiful, But that's not important right now. My wording was the problem here.
そこは気にしなくていいんじゃないかな。俺が言ったって死人が生き返るわけでもないんだ。逆に親戚筋に合わなくて助かった。
I can't imagine they would be kind to me.
そうですか。
Yeah.
そう言っていただけると、私も少しは気が楽になります。
I know this is really off topic, but yeah, she does look way better when she's not looking at us straight on. I'm lucky to have such an understanding sister. A funeral is an occasion that offers closure to those unable to accept the passing of a loved one. My relationship with my father ended a long time ago. I have no obligation or desire to attend something like that for Akihisa. I haven't once thought about how I'd say goodbye to him.
でも、そうなると誰が俺を呼び戻したんだ？親父の遺言ってわけでもないんだろ。
No, your sister wanted you home.
兄さんをこちらに呼び戻したのは私の決定です。
Yeah, I feel like that should have been obvious.
いつまでも遠野の長男が有馬の家に預けられているのはおかしいでしょ。どんな欠陥があろうと、
Okay.
あなたは遠野の人間なのですから。
I'm getting pissed. Like, the relatives aren't here. You do not have to call us defective. Like, oh my god, I'm getting angry. I hated non-Akiha root Akiha with a fucking passion, and it's coming back, and I'm getting unreasonably upset. Like, this is pissing me off. Like, I accept the word defect without a second thought. My father used it often. Doesn't bother me anymore, and if anything, she's right.
お父様、遠野牧久が亡くなった以上、遠野の血筋は私と兄さんだけです。血は守られなければいけません。
And if it were up to you, it would be protected by, yeah, never mind. Y'all know where I was going with that, right? Y'all know.
お父様がどのような考えで兄さんを有馬の家に預けたかは知りませんが、そのお父様もすでに他界なさった身。理由が定かではない以上、当の指揮をこちらで監督するのは家族として当然のことでしょ。
Akiha's words are quiet but firm, as if she was shutting down any possible objections I could have before I even raised them.
監督するか。じゃあ、もし遠野の家に帰ることを拒否してたらどうなったか。
You know, I don't know if that's a question you want the answer to.
そんな自由はあなたにはありません。有馬の人間にも本家からの決定を拒む権利はありません。
Yeah, at worst, they would have to kick you out. Or at best, really, they'd have to kick you out. Then you'd have the choice of either going back to the mansion, or if they didn't even let you do that, they would probably just come and kidnap you, really. Like, this one way or the other, you were coming back here.
私も兄さんも遠野家に育てられたものです。少なくとも成人し、社会的に自立するまでは、あなたは遠野家に隷属する義務があります。
Okay, he's 17. So, again, you would if he decides to leave, you at most get him for what? Like, when's his birthday even? Like, you get him for what, 7 months, 8 months? Like, maybe 10 months? I don't know. Makihisa used to say the same thing. Parents are responsible for raising their children and preparing them for society. Just like any good business, a family can't be sending defective products to market. It would only serve to harm their good name and degrade society as a whole. An individual unwilling to remove such a product has no right to be a parent, and a child unable to bear the responsibilities given unto them has no place in the family. I disagree, but okay. Makihisa Tono spoke of this many times to Akiha and I, almost like it was more for him than us.
親父の口癖だったな。じゃあ、俺を呼び戻した理由は単に。
She cuts me off without any consideration for her poor brother, disowned by his narrow-minded father.
どのような経緯であれ、あなたが遠野家の長男だからです。それ以外に理由があるとでも。
You know, okay, the only thing I wish they would, if anything, I at least wish they would change it and Akiha be at least a little bit softer, like, I wanted you back. Like, can they just, like, that's the real, like, that's Akiha's real reason. Like, she wanted him back. That's what is happening. But the fact that she doesn't, like, the fact that she's not open with that is annoying. Just another day of cleaning up loose ends for the head of the Tono family.
理解していただけて何よりです。言うまでもありませんが、私の発言は遠野家当主のものとして受け取ってください。
I'm getting
ご籍
unreasonably
上で
angry
はあな
again.
たは私の兄ですが、この家における上下関係は
Yeah?
また別のものです。
Mm-hmm.
兄さん、私はあなたを兄として尊重しますが、同時にこの家を預かる者として、
Do you
あな
really?
たを遠野家の財産として扱います。
Okay, okay, no, look, I know she does actually respect him as her brother, right? But this behavior is not conducive to that. It's not.
7年前のことは忘れて、私たちは当主とその家人であることを肝に銘じてくださいますよ。
No, we ain't forgetting shit. The Arimas treated us well, okay? Akiha speaks without emotion. This is a command from the head of the house rather than my sibling. It carries an air of cold detachment. But
それはそれでわかりやすい。はっきり言ってくれた方が俺もすっきりする。
this is the natural way of things. There's no reason for me to be offended.
私の言葉を理解していますか？
Yes?
私は兄さんより上の立場で、それを承諾しろと一方的に宣言したつもりですけど。
Uh-huh.
わかってるし、文句はないよ。だって、どう考えてもこの扱いになるだろう、今の俺は。
I guess she expected a teenage boy that's had relative freedom for the last 7 years to have more pushback, I guess?
むしろ、7年間好き放題に生きてきた俺に、妹としてきちんと礼を取ってくれる明葉に感謝してる。
Yeah. Have anything to say to that, Akiha?
けど、明葉の考えは別にして、親戚の連中がよく納得したな。
Oh no, she
俺を有馬の家に預けろって言い出したの。
they're gone.
確か親戚の人たちじゃなかったっけ？
I kicked them out, they have zero say. They're gone.
そうですね。ですが、今の当主は私です。親戚の方たちの進言は全て却下しました。
You know, at the end of the day, no matter how annoying non-Akiha route Akiha is... Oh, what? No, whoops, I clicked the wrong button. I muted the game rather than did this. As annoying as non-Akiha route Akiha is... She still went to bat to get her brother home. Even if she is, like, gaslighting him 24/7. So, like, you know... I gotta respect it, you know?
この件に関して意見を挟むということは、私に ひいては遠野に逆らうことだと明言しましたから。
And you show him who's boss. I'm stunned. Even Makihisa wasn't able to ignore our relatives, but Akiha was able to persuade them? No, if anything, she probably argued them into submission. Yeah, I see. Akiha has grown in more ways than one, and as her brother, it's a little terrifying.
兄さん、ぼーっとしたお顔をされていますが、何か。
No, just impressed.
あ、いや、感心したというか、感動したというか。
Okay, even I can.
本当に当主として認められたんだな。
Even I can tell that's kind of poor wording. Like you thought they wouldn't recognize me?
当たり前です。そうでもなければ、兄さんを呼び戻せないでしょう。話を戻します。
Right. Yep, go on.
兄さんには今日からここで暮らしていただきますが、ここにはここの規律があります。今までのような無作法は避けていただきますから、そのつもりで。
Yeah, we'll see about that. we'll give it a go.
そりゃ無理だよ、アキハ。
He's like, yeah, no.
今さら俺がお行儀いい人間に戻れるわけないし、戻ろうって気もないんだから。
いえ、何があろうと戻っていただきます。子供じゃあるまいし、試す前から泣き言は結構です。それとも、私にできたことが兄さんにはできないとおっしゃるのですか？
Not that really, but just it's a pain, to be honest. That's really all it is. It's just a fucking pain. Akiha shoots a frigid glare in my direction. It pierces through me like an icicle. There's no doubt about it. 7 years worth of resentments finally being blasted my way now.
わかった。できるだけ努力はしてみる。
努力はするですか。都合のいい返答ですね。
Take it or leave it, Akiha.
努力をすれば誰であれ報われるとでも。私が求めているのは結果だけですので、そのつもりで。
I mean, act like this and you won't get anything, but, you know. I am unable to form any kind of response in the face of her ruthless assault.
いいです。兄さんは今まで自由気ままに暮らしていたんですから、すぐに生活を正せとは言いません。最短で1週間、最長で1ヶ月の猶予を差し上げますので、どうぞ死ぬ気で努力してください。
That's not a lot of time, but we'll figure something out. Or not, because, you know, shit's about to go down, but, you know, yeah. We'll make an attempt. I'm sure. I don't think I'll be getting any more time after that. This must be how Akiha makes compromises.
ですね。そこまで無茶な話ではありませんから。現在、屋敷には兄さんと私しか住んでいません。うるさ型の親戚筋がいては兄さんも落ち着けないでしょうし、私も煩わしいので人払いは済ませました。
Wait a second. Had them leave? Then...
お前、屋敷に居候してる親戚全員追い出したのか？
Yeah, I didn't even realize that was possible. Yeah, I mean, she's kind of badass like that. I'll give her that.
どうぞお気になさらず。家と財産を失いながら何の努力もせず、お父様の温情にすがっていただけの方々です。遅かれ早かれ 屋敷から出て行ってもらう予定でした。あ、使用人たちも大部分に暇を出しましたが、私と兄さん付きのものは残しましたので問題はありません。
I hope you like recommended them to some of the other, you know, branch families so that they didn't just lose their source of income.
いや、問題ないってありすぎるだろ。そんな勝手をしまくったら次の親戚会議でやり玉にあげられるぞ。
That's a good point.
もうつべこべ言わないでください。兄さんだって屋敷の中に人があふれ返っているより私たちしかいない方が気持ちは楽でしょ。
Yes, but he's concerned about you. She's definitely right about that.
いや、でもだな。本当にそれでいいのか。親父だって親戚の意見には逆らわなかったのに、そんな暴君みたいなわがままを通しちまって。
We'll see.
そうですね。だからお父様は兄さんを有馬の家に預けたんです。けれど私、子供の頃からあの人たちが大っ嫌いでしたから。これ以上どうでもいい彼らの小言を聞くのはごめんです。
Yeah, you show him what's for, Akiha.
ごめんですって、アキハ。
ああ、もういいから私なんかの心配は結構です。
Yeah, she's a big, strong girl. You know, she got it.
そんなことより、兄さんはこれからのご自分の生活を案じてください。いろいろ大変なことになるって目に見えているんだから。
Yeah. Akiha says this curtly, forcing the conversation in another direction.
状況はご理解いただけたとは思いますが、兄さんはまだ有馬での暮らしが抜けきれていない様子。
Yeah.
ま、それもいいでしょう。そのための使用人です。
What do you mean arrangements? I don't like how she put that. What do you mean you made us arrangements, huh? Like, obviously, you know, Hisui's gonna be our maid. Like, obviously I know that, obviously. But like, I feel like, but are you planning to have Hisui teach us manners, or is there something else you're having us do?
この先わからないことがあったらこの子に言いつけて。
Okay. So it is just Hisui. Got it.
翡翠。
Akiha, without turning, calls the girl waiting at the back of the room. There's our girl. Now that is a one-to-one recreation of Hisui's outfit from the original game. Absolutely. Kohaku's looked a little bit different. Something about it bothered me. This though, this is perfect. The girl named Hisui takes a step forward and gives a bow. It's a polite, though emotionless bow, like servitude made manifest.
この子は翡翠。うちの使用人です。これから兄さん付きの次女にしますが、よろしいですね。
Yeah, no, I'm good with that, yeah. So she's another one of the housekeepers. Wait, what?
次女ってつまりその。
わかりやすく言うと召使いということです。
Yeah, you know, I don't have anything to say here. I just same as the original. No big deal. We keep it moving. I have to get a screenshot of this. Okay. It's I don't believe it. Both Akiha and the girl look like nothing out of the ordinary has been said.
ちょっと待ってくれ。召使いとか大げさすぎないか。自分のことぐらい自分で面倒を見れるっていうか。
食事の支度や洗濯もですか？
I mean, yes. I mean, we could. Akiha's sure on point. Also, Hisui doesn't even make meals. Like, what?
ともかくこの屋敷に戻ってきた以上、私の指示には従ってもらいます。有馬の家ではどう暮らしていたかは知りませんが、これからの兄さんは遠野家で暮らす遠野家の長男なんです。相応の待遇は義務として受け入れてください。
And of course, the main reason she's doing this is so Hisui can keep an eye on us, but you know, that's neither here nor there. My gaze wanders over to the girl clad in maid attire. Hisui shows a little emotion on her face. She looks like a doll as she returns my gaze.
それじゃあ翡翠、兄さんを部屋に案内してあげて。
Man, I want a screenshot of this version too. Okay.
この人は右も左もわからない子猫と変わらないようですから、この広い屋敷でいきなり迷子にならないようにね。
What is with you and Kohaku calling us a kitten? It's kind of weird.
かしこまりました、秋葉様。
Okay, Hisui. Hisui sounds like what I thought. Yeah. Again, I don't know what it is. The straight-on shots look weird. Again, every side shot is fine. Just the forward... Just, I don't know. Hisui bows to Akiha and walks toward me quietly. She looks towards me, but her gaze is fixed in a way that ensures our eyes don't meet. Her steps are measured, but far from slow. I can tell she's done this for a long time.
あ、それと兄さん、長男といえど、この屋敷では禁止された事柄、立ち入ってはいけない場所があります。
Yeah.
それを犯したりすることのないように。翡翠には兄さんのお守りも命じてありますから、翡翠の進言にはできる限り耳を傾けてください。
Yeah, okay.
それ、お守りじゃなくて監視役って言わないか。
he just straight out called her out. Like, yeah, no, I know what's up here.
兄さんが規則正しい生活をしてくだされば、翡翠もそんな役割から解放されます。それではまた夕食の席で。
Fair enough. Akiha must be busy if she can't spare any more time than this.
お部屋にご案内いたします、四季様。
Hisui moves towards the door, paying my obvious confusion no mind. Yeah, it's gonna be rough, buddy. I sigh as I leave the office. Okay. Yeah. We make our way back out to the second floor lobby. The lobby splits the Tono Mansion into two wings. It's like a giant bird in flight, extending its wings far in both directions. Each wing is roughly the size of a small hospital. I vaguely recall that the building is symmetrical, with the same number of rooms on both sides.
四季様のお部屋はこちらです。
Instead of descending the stairs, Hisui continues along the walkway overlooking the lobby towards the west wing. I guess that means my room is on the second floor of the west wing. The sun has already set outside. Blue carpets line the hallway, extending in either direction. The uniform white walls bring a castle to mind. The maid walks down the hall lit by warm orange lights.
なんか、おとぎの国みたいだ。
Yeah. No filter between brain and mouth here.
四季様、何かご質問でも。
Oh, well, we're good. Just, do nothing. It's all good.
いや、 ただの独り言だから気にしないでくれ。
She's like, yeah, okay. Hisui gives a slight bow after glancing at me and continues walking again. I'm so used to the room from the original. This looks weird. I don't know what to say. And that's not the first time since returning to the mansion. The floor is made with expensive teak wood. A ceiling that must be at least 3 meters high. I think I can see a sunroom further down the hall. The room Hisui shows me to isn't where you'd expect a high schooler to live.
俺の部屋ってここ?
Yep, yeah, it's yours.
はい。ご不満がおありのようでしたら、違うお部屋をご用意させていただきますが。
I am curious as to how that would go, especially with Akiha.
いや、不満なんてあるわけないけど、その...
Big? It's way too fancy for me.
シキ様。
Don't worry about it, Hisui.
いいんだ。なんでもない。
Don't worry about it.
喜んでこの部屋を使わせてもらうよ。
はい。お部屋は7年前から手を加えていませんので、不自由はないと思います。
Does that mean...
ちょっといいかな。
Oh yeah, he's like, wait, since I was last here? What do you mean? Were you here?
ここ、7年前は俺の部屋だったとか。
Oh, I guess not, okay.
そう伺っておりますが、違うのですか?
Hisui tilts her head slightly. I feel a little better. So she isn't completely devoid of emotion. Yeah, no, it's just a mask, really. That eventually became real.
まあ、
'Cause she
言わ
wore
れ
so
てみれ
much.
ば確かに。少しは覚えがあるし、きっとそうだったんだろう。
This doesn't feel like my room at all, but I guess that's what happens when you've been gone for 7 years. Yeah, that's why. Yep.
やっぱり落ち着かないな。今朝まで4畳半の部屋で暮らしてたからさ、高級ホテルに泊まりに来たみたいだ。
Yeah, that's a big adjustment.
お気持ちはわかりますが、どうかお慣れください。シキ様は今日から遠野家のご長男なのですから。
まあ、そうだね。せめて外見ぐらいは笑われないように頑張ってみるよ。
Yeah, not being a laughing stock is always good. I set my bag on the desk and stretch. I'm still a bit overwhelmed by everything, but I don't have much choice other than to just get used to it. At the very least, I need to be comfortable enough to relax in my own space.
それと、昨夜のうちに届いたお荷物はすべて運び込みましたが、問題はありませんか？
いや、別にないけど。あ、なんか持ち込んじゃいけないものでもあったとか？
いえ、お荷物が少なすぎるようですから。
Yeah, no, he just didn't get much. Like, I probably just didn't ask for much from the art. Actually, I can't tell if that was ever said or implied, but that would be my guess, is he felt bad for staying with the Arimas, and so he didn't really ask them for much.
必要なものがあればご用意いたしますので、どうかお聞かせください。
そっか。いや、とりあえず足りないものはないよ。もともと荷物は少ないんだ。自分の荷物って言ったら、そのカバンとこのメガネと。
And the only thing in my bag are my textbooks and a white ribbon I've kept for a long time. Oh?
ともかく荷物のことは気にしないでいい。
Okay, so he must, unless he got it earlier, he must have come back at some point. And Makihisa just didn't talk to him in that time.
こんな立派な部屋だけで十分だ。
かしこまりました。では、1時間後にお呼びに参ります。
1時間後ってもしかして夕食？
はい。それまでどうぞおくつろぎください。
Hisui says, devoid of emotion, as seems to be her usual. But now my problem is how to kill an hour. It's just past 6. If it were yesterday, I would just play with my phone or watch some TV in the living room. But I can't see the mansion having a place for people to get together and wind down. Yeah.
つまらないことを聞くけどさ。この屋敷にテレビとか通信回線とかあるの？
Probably not.
テレビと通信回線。
Yeah. Yeah, and either of those... Hisui narrows her eyes ever so slightly. Even asking the question gives me a headache. Asking about modern luxuries in a decadent, old-fashioned mansion like this seems wrong.
今にはありません。西館には娯楽室がありますが、こちらは鍵がかけられています。先日まで逗留なされていた皆様は私物を持ち込まれていましたが、出立される時に荷物はお持ち帰りいただきましたので、残ってはいないと思います。
Yeah, fair enough.
秋葉が追い出した親戚筋か。逗留って誰がどのくらいしてたんだ？
久我峰様のご長男とそのご家族の皆様が1階に士官の3部屋を、東崎様のご三女とその婚約者の方が2階に士官の角部屋を。
That's the one in the original where, if I remember, someone said actually, because I didn't remember this, but when I was going through KT and we met Kishima, they told me that apparently Kishima Koma is actually the fiance of that third daughter of the Tozaki family.
木島様のご長男が1階東館の1部屋を。
Or not, eldest son of the Kishima family. Okay. That must be different, because... Huh, okay. So he's not a fiance to anyone, he's just his own entity.
皆様、3年ほどお過ごしになられました。あとは、確か、先代である牧久様の主治医様が屋敷に逗留されていたと聞いています。
The one that... You know what, I'm not going to talk about that. It doesn't really matter right now.
3年もか。なあ、翡翠。そういうのって逗留って言うんじゃなくて、
Well...
居候って言うんじゃないか？
Yeah. She's not, she can't speak ill of, yeah. Her position as a housemaid must prevent her from voicing her personal opinions about the guests. Regardless, if they've taken all of their belongings with them, I can't expect to find anything I can use. Does your phone not have data? It's 2014, right? Your phone should have... No, it's probably really limited, isn't it? Ooh, yeah. Makihisa hated any kind of modern convenience, so I can't imagine he would have allowed them access to the internet or a TV. Akiha must have taken after our father.
ないからって別に死ぬわけでもないか。
Yeah, I suppose you're not, but... If nothing else, I still have my phone. I take it out of my pocket and check the time. It's silly to think I was actually worried I might not get service here. It may not be much, but I'm relieved to have at least some way of connecting to the internet. Okay. I wonder, did Japan have unlimited data before the US? I wouldn't be terribly surprised, but I mean, I guess as long as you're not watching, like, YouTube videos, you don't use the data that quickly. But, but most of my time not recording or anything, I'm watching YouTube, so I would burn through data quick. I'd expected to be stuck without one, considering how out of this world this place is. Meanwhile, Hisui is silent. I don't know if it's just her trying to be professional, but Hisui doesn't speak unless it's necessary or she's asked something. Not being used to having a personal attendant, it's a little unnerving. I'd like to try and make her smile somehow, but it's not going to be easy.
確か1階の西館の方に書庫があったっけ。暇な時はそこから何か見繕うことにするよ。
Hisui doesn't respond. Just stare. Yeah. What's up, Hisui? She's looking in my direction, but her eyes are fixed on the empty space next to me, rather like a cat.
Hisui?
Hisui says nothing. Are you okay? Until she suddenly returns her gaze to me. I could be remembering wrong, but that doesn't happen in the original. Does it? Where she just stares off at nothing? I don't think so. Oh, yeah, no, she does, yeah. It took this line to remind me. Yeah, no, she does do that because she was thinking.
Huh?
I blurt out without meaning to. Could she mean... Yep, where she games. She is a gamer. Hisui says, like she's recalling a memory from long ago.
よかった。ここでもそれぐらいはあるんだ。って、ちょっと待って。姉さんってもしかして琥珀さんのこと？
Okay, look. I had the same issue in the original, buddy. They both have red hair. Like, two red-haired girls, which wouldn't be very common in Japan, at least in the original especially. Maybe now, this one takes place in 2014, maybe there's probably more, but at the very least, two red-haired girls who are about the same age, exactly the same age actually, but you don't know that. You probably assume one's like a year older. Who have similar facial feature, like... Again, I had this issue with the original as well. It's pretty obvious.
はい。現在、このお屋敷で働かせていただいているものは、私と姉さんの二人きりです。
Now that I think about it, they do look a lot alike, yeah! Hisui is so different from her cheery sister, I didn't even consider that they might be related.
そっか。あの人なら確かにバラエティ番組を見てそうなキャラクターだ。
Yeah. I stopped short of asking to use it as I feel too embarrassed to go into her room.
ごめん。この話はなかったことにしてくれ。これからここで暮らすんだから、屋敷のルールには従わなくちゃいけないしね。
I mean, she wouldn't rat you out, but I don't think Akiha would ever let me live it down if I spent my first night back lounging in front of the TV. Yeah, probably not. I'll act the perfect little student, someone worthy of the Tono name.
夕食まで部屋にいるから、時間になったら呼びに来てくれ。 翡翠だって他にやることあるだろ。
Yeah. Hisui nods affirmatively and puts her hand on the doorknob. The door opens with a faint squeak. Hisui leaves the room after a small bow. No, and we cutting to nighttime or dinner time. It would seem that way, yeah. I dine with Akiha. Both Kohaku and Hisui are completely devoted to serving the two of us. Servants aren't allowed to dine at the same table as their masters. It's kinda fucked up. It goes without saying, but having grown up with the Arimas, this setup makes me uncomfortable. Yeah, yeah. I've also completely forgotten about table manners. Humans have evolved the ability to remove useless pieces of information from their minds, which means any memories I had of table etiquette are long gone. Every movement I make elicits a raised eyebrow from Akiha. It's nerve-wracking, but it does spice up our mealtime. That's one way to put it, yeah. To be honest, the idea that I'll be doing this every day from now on is disheartening. Yeah. Dinner ends in silence. I was so desperate to remember my table manners, I wasn't even able to come up with any small talk. Akiha seemed displeased the entire time. Hisui and Kohaku have just finished taking away our plates when the reckoning comes.
やはり徹底的な再教育が必要なようですね。
Yeah, it would seem. She says plainly. The cold, cruel comment reverberates around the dining room.
誰にどのような
What? Who do you think?
兄さんにふさわしい心構えをです。
I knew it. So that's what she was thinking about while raising her eyebrows at me.
その具体的には
まずは生活習慣の改善。夜間の外出は当然禁止です。門限は8時とします。どのような理由であれ、外出の時は私か琥珀、翡翠の許可を取るように。
Okay.
は
An 8 p.m. curfew? How old does she think I am? More importantly, I need permission to leave?
待て、それは。
休日の学習スケジュールはこちらで立てておきます。報告によると、兄さんの成績は中の中だそうですね。
I mean...
まったく。相変わらず効率よく手を抜くのだけは得意なようで。
See... Akiha, this is not how you motivate someone to want to work with you, okay? Like... There's so many ways she could have gone about this. Like, it's just like... why? Right? Like, why?
とんでもない。俺はいつだって全力だ。
ですが、この屋敷にいる間は本気を出していただきますから、そのつもりで。
Fine.
兄さんはやればできる人なんですから、お体のことを考慮しても、学年3位以内は当然でしょ？
We'll see about that. My sister is painfully overestimating me. And it's scary how much she knows about my grades.
他の習い事はもう少し落ち着いてからにしましょうか。
Yeah, let's do that.
それでは兄さん、本題のあれを出してください。
Huh? Take what out?
はい。
What does she mean by it?
あれといえばあれです。
I don't know. What could you be referring to?
あるでしょう。兄さんのズボンにも若者の象徴のような汚らわしいあれが。
I know she's talking about his phone. I know she is. I know she is. All right, that's obviously his phone. But like, that's a way to put it, I guess.
それを隠さずに出しなさいと言っているのです。
Akiha, please.
いや、ますますわからない。
I know where this is going. Oh god. This is because he thinks she's talking about but she's talking about his phone, but he thinks
これが上流階級のすることか。一般市民を何だと思ってるんだ、お前は。
No, Shiki, it's not what you think. I can't, man, I can't. Why?
ですから、携帯端末を出してください。兄さんだって持っているんでしょ？
Yep, yeah, he does, yep.
なるほど。
He's like, oh, that's what you mean. Okay, that was fine. I take out my phone from my back pocket. As soon as I place it on the table, Hisui wordlessly takes the phone and gives it to Akiha.
これは没収します。当家ではこの手の電子機器は禁止です。健全な学生には不要なものですから。
That's no bueno.
電話ならロビーの備え付けのものを使うように。調べ物がしたいのでしたら、図書室をどうぞ。
You know, it makes sense they'd have something like this in here. You know, so obviously they have to keep it relatively samey as the original for narrative purposes. So, but they also, you know, it takes place in 2014, so obviously he'd have a phone, so yeah, this is a good way to go about it. Akiha cuts our one-sided conversation short and leaves the dining room. I find myself stunned into silence for the nth time that day. I was never super attached to my phone. I mostly used it for texting and to check the news when I had some free time, though like most people, I consider it a basic necessity. It's another reminder of how strict the Tono household really is. I mean, banning phones in this day and age. Yeah, no, it's, we have to live with it. Okay, with that though, I am going to end off, this went a lot longer than I thought it would. That's probably all gonna be one big part, to be honest. Like, I guess there's like one spot I could probably cut it and cut it in two. I don't know, we'll see what I do. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm gonna do yet. But anyway, for now, that's gonna do it. Thank you all for watching. And yeah, next time we'll go through the I guess nighttime section of today and then go into the next day. Which do we get the knife on day 2? You know, I think we get the knife on the first morning here, right? Unless something changes. Again, I'm going off what I know from the original, so I'm assuming we're gonna get the knife tomorrow. Or, you know, yeah. But we'll see. Anyway, that's gonna do it. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Later.